while all of that is happening, your 6150 support level is currently holding its ground. And if you notice, it still similar to what I've been mentioning in the previous videos. The trend is your friend, and knowing where the trend is headed will allow you also to determine with how you're supposed to go about your investing or your trading. Hey guys, so in this video, I want to give you an update on what's happening in the Philippine stock market. Again, brought about by everything that's going on around the world. And please do note that from the last time I did an update on the market, nothing much has changed from an economic perspective. You have high inflation overseas, you have high inflation in the Philippines, you have interest rates and the possibility of more rate hikes abroad. And as you've seen, and that's what I've mentioned also, Fed has increased interest rates already, and they plan to do so again, and you may see that also here in the Philippines. And while all of that is happening, the US dollar is high, inflation is high, and with a chance of rates going higher as well. And that's what I've mentioned, when rates go higher, it's not good for the stock market because you would see funds move from equities to bonds because they get a fixed rate of return. Where is the Philippine stock market headed? That's what I've been talking about over and over. If you're looking at the stock market, especially the Philippines, everything you need to know is found in the charts. Everything you need to know is found from a technical analysis point of view. Now let's take a look at what the charts are telling us. Now, if you look at it right here and you count 5 days prior, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we saw it as July 8th that from an intraday perspective, the PSEI hit the 50-day moving average, which is a resistance, and after hitting the 50-day moving average, we saw a retracement. And as you all know, for those who have been following this channel for quite some time or read the books or attended the seminars, when a stock or an index fails to break a certain resistance, a perceived correction downward could also follow next. And that's what we saw right here. After the failure to hit or break out from the 50-day moving average, we saw 1, 2, 3 downward moves plus a large red candle, which happened July 13, 2022. But not just that, that large red candle was strong enough also to make it go lower than the 20-day moving average. Now that being said, right after that also, we had an indecision candle followed by another red candle as well. What's interesting though about that is our current support at 6,150 is currently doing its job. Why do I say that? I mentioned it in the previous video that we have support right here as evidenced by this. But as you can see right here, last July 14, 2022, intraday, we saw the index hit the 6150 level, but after hitting it intraday, it started to bounce and started to push up. Followed by, after that also, we saw the market open at 6,233, which was very, very close to the 20-day moving average, which was also a resistance level. Now, we have a short-term resistance at the 20-day moving average as evidence to what we're actually seeing right now. After that also, intraday, we saw it dip close to 6,150, then it started to push back up again. This is where we are right now. RSI is not really overbought or oversold. MACD is still very, very consistent that it's below the zero line cross, denoting a more bearish sentiment. But while all of that is happening, 200, 150, and 20-day moving averages are still bearish, and the 20-day moving average is currently reinforcing itself as a level of resistance. But while all of that is happening, your 6150 support level is currently holding its ground. And if you notice, it still similar to what I've been mentioning in the previous videos. The trend is your friend, and knowing where the trend is headed will allow you also to determine with how you're supposed to go about your investing or your trading. 5 days passed since the last time I made an update on the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. We're still in the sideways trend. The 6150 support is still there. The 7,500 resistance is still there as well. Place a large preference on how the trend is. There's a lot of things that could be noise. There's a lot of things also that from economic data that could tell us otherwise on how we're supposed to trade. But if you look at it from this, you look at it from what the charts are telling us, there was a hit of the 50-day resistance, 50-day moving average resistance, that it did not break out, and there was a corrective wave downward. And because of the corrective wave downward, it hit a level of support, which is at the 6150 mark. And one thing to watch out for, similar to what I said also last week, look at the 6,150 mark. If that holds its ground, then you continually have that level of support worth watching for, and you continually have this entire sideways progression that we had for a very, very long time already holding its ground. What does that mean if you are an accumulator? Same thing. It's at the support, it's at a sideways market. If you are the person that's stacking and want to build a base for the index, then while it's close to the support, it's an opportunity for you to be able to stack while it's sideways, while it's at the support. Please do note this, we're not talking about individual stocks, we're talking about the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. History, numbers, statistics has shown that indices go down, but they bounce back, and they always go back higher than where they were before. So if you want an opportunity to be able to stack it at a much lower price, where there's fear, where there's uncertainty, where there's doubt, then at this particular range, at the 6150 level, it would be relatively okay from a technical analysis point of view. If you're also a trader, if the 6150 level holds, then that could be also a buying opportunity as long as it holds its ground. If it does not hold its ground, then you can avoid it completely, or if you bought it and you're trading and it drops, that could be an opportunity also for you to cut your losses. So watch out for the 6150 level if you're a trader. If it holds, opportunity to buy. And if you own already, do not panic sell. Please do remember this, the worst thing that you could ever do is to panic sell when you see the stock or the index that you're trying to track at the support level. Of course, every time you see a stock at the support level, it's down. It's been sold down, and there's fear and there's panic, and it would be easy to be able to just sell and take out that position and get out of that particular trade. But the fact that it's at the support, looking at it from a technical analysis point of view, you should either be holding on to the stock or the index, or you should be adding if you're a trader. Don't sell while that's at the support. However, if the support does not hold, then by all means, it would be okay also for you to get out of the position. That's what's nice about technicals. It's not about guessing. It's not about trying to forecast. It's not about trying to predict, but it's trying to see and make decisions based on what you see off the charts. Now, what it's actually saying to us right now is at 6150, it's currently holding. If it does not hold, then we may see a change in the dynamics of how the range is. We may see a change in trend, but as of now, it's not yet there. I repeat, if 6150 does not hold this very, very long and strong sideways market that we're currently looking at, we may see a change in trend, especially if there's a confirmation of a breakdown. But while it hasn't happened yet, you look at the charts for what it is: sideways, 6150 support, 7,500 resistance. Now, if it bounces there, short-term resistances to peg as your target price is 6477, which is close to the 50-day moving average also. Then you can also peg 6773, which is close to the 100-day moving average. Then you can also peg the 200-day moving average, which is the longest, somewhere around the 7,000 mark. So those are your resistances. 50-day moving average 6482, 6480, close to that mark. 100-day moving average 6787, 200-day moving average 7000. Then the largest, which is from this perspective that we have never gone higher than this particular resistance, is at the 7505 mark. So where's the Philippine stock market index headed? Nothing has changed. It's sideways. If the support holds, the sideways market progresses. If the support does not hold, we need more confirmation to see if there will be a larger change in trend that will bring the market from a very, very long and very, very strong sideways market to a downward trending slope. However, while all of this is going on, we're not yet at the point that we're seeing a reversal, because if you gauge and you look at the other moving averages, 200, 150, and 20, and also MACD, they're showing more of a bearish inclination. More of these concepts, RSI, MACD, charting, trend, support and resistance, down in the description, from the videos that I made and from the seminars that we have. It's all there. If you're asking about REITs, I made a video yesterday about it. Check it out down below. If you want more technical videos, just search it, Marvingermo Technical Analysis, and we have lots of videos that will go out for you. And I'll be continually hammering videos like this, because I really believe now, when there's fear, when there's panic, when there's uncertainty, when there's a threat of a recession, when there's a lot of people being emotional also, you need an anchor. And for me, my anchor is either fundamental analysis, which allows me to know more about the company, and technical analysis, which allows me to see the direction of the stock or a particular market. You need that when times are uncertain so that you won't base your decisions based on what everyone else is saying. So you won't base your decisions based on the noise. So you won't base your decisions based on your emotions. I want as much people who are watching this to win. And for you to be able to win is you need to develop a system that will work for you. It doesn't have to be what I'm using, but you have to do something that works for you. And you have to put in the work. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the exposure. You have to put in the discipline for you to have the ability to be able to do this over and over and over and over again. Because this takes time for you to be able to grow in the knowledge of, the skill of, and the experience of. It doesn't mean that if you falter, you make mistakes in 2022, it's not for you. It just means that you have to put in more time, especially if you made a conscious decision that you believe that this is something that you want to do for a very, very long time. And I really believe that technical analysis is one of the best ways for you to be able to learn the ropes and know the direction of the market. So if you guys have questions, put it down below. I'll try my best to make videos to be able to answer you guys about it. And I guess that's it for now. Marvingermo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon. God bless you all.